I'm just going to keep it real today. Sometimes I get a tad bit grumpy, maybe a little irritable or resentful. Does this sound familiar? Because I feel like I've given more in my marriage than I'm receiving back. Like maybe I went to a lot of extra work, cooking up some really scrumptious dinner for my husband, and he just eats it and doesn't say a thing. And I'm like, what? I mean, I went to all this work. Or maybe you ran around the house trying to tidy up the house before your husband came home, and it's hard to do with kids running around and everything, but you did it. And by golly, he didn't even notice or seem to appreciate your efforts. And at this point, we can start to get a bit grumpy and irritable, like, I can't believe it. And we maybe even start to keep score, like, I've been doing these 5 things, and I've only seen him do this one thing, and so doggone it, I'm not going to do anything anymore. Yeah, that's kind of a downward spiral. And God's calling us to live a different way. He's saying, regardless of how the other person acts, will you, Debbie Chavez, do the right thing? Will you continue to intentionally be respectful toward your husband and help your husband and encourage your husband and serve your husband and bless your husband with acts of kindness, whether or not he really notices or just showers you with appreciation and kind words, right? Will you continue to do these things? One of the things that helps me to keep going in that regard is a little tiny verse tucked in Matthew 6, verse 4, that says, your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. That's good news. So even if my husband and your husband, they don't notice what we are doing, they don't fully appreciate our efforts and all that we've done or trying to do, someone does notice every single time. Someone appreciates your effort, your kindness, the small acts of service. Someone appreciates that every single time. That person is Jesus, and he is applauding you. That's the recognition that we can count on receiving, even when your husband doesn't seem to notice.